vote. And it's not if, it's when we pass this bill. Next, I would like to invite Jeff Shee, Great Neck Board of Education member.
Thank you, Anna. Good morning, everyone. So many familiar faces. And as a resident of Great Neck, I would just like to thank you. Last Tuesday, you voted overwhelmingly for the school budget. And I want you to know, an investment in our schools, in our children, is really an investment for ourselves. And for this bill, I think this bill is extremely important for our community with a very large Asian populations. Our students need to learn about Asian American history and the contribution of Americans. For me, as a resident, as an engineer, you think about it, our school teach about history and Asian history to some extent, but this really codifies it. It's like a best practice that we can pass right from generation of students to generation of students. And as a trustees of the Great Neck School Board, I know how important it is to teach a viewpoint neutral curriculum. But on the other hand, I know the American history is not complete without Asian American history. And as a father, I know this bill will be a generational gift, not just for my kid, but for all the kids, Asian American kids, and also for all Americans for generations to come. And lastly, I really would like to thank Senator Anna Kaplan, Assemblywoman Gina Sillitti, and our bill sponsor, John Liu, for their tireless work to promote social justice for Asian Americans and all Americans. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff. Next, we're going to hear from two students from Herrick's, Katie and Ankita, who started a petition gathering signatures in support of this bill. Please join us.
Hi everyone, my name is Katie and I'm a junior at Herrick's.
Hi everyone, and I'm Ankita and I'm also a junior at Herrick's.
Go Herrick's!
We are both co-founders of Herrick's SCC, Students Create Change. Our club has been dedicated to helping communities affected by the COVID pandemic.
When I was only 11, I was told to go back to my country. I was completely taken aback. I was born and brought up here. I was as American as the man who told me that. The ignorance in that statement determined me to make a change today. That's why Katie and I made a petition online in support of this legislation.
As you all know, our AAPI community has been struggling with the rise of hate crimes since the beginning of the pandemic in 2020. In 2021, there were 120 reported anti-Asian hate crimes in this country.
Many of these hate crimes include mass murders in Asian spas in Atlanta, where attacks on our elders, the vandalism of temples and mosques, pushing an innocent Asian American girl into a train track, and the frequent violent attacks on Punjabis in Queens, and the list goes on and on.
It is urgent that we stop this hate now. By stopping these hate crimes, we need to include more Asian American culture by teaching Asian American history in schools.
Schools have often lacked teaching our cultural history, and when it is taught, it is often through a Eurocentric lens. By adding Asian American history to our education system, Asian Americans will be proud of their heritage and will have a chance to learn and understand their history in this country.
Additionally, Asian American history will help create a foundation for all students of all backgrounds to better understand Asian American communities and help call out racial injustices they see. And therefore, this can prevent misinformation and harmful stereotypes.
Some say that AAPI crimes aren't a big deal, they just brush it off. However, from 2019 to 2020, anti-Asian hate crimes in America have increased by 145%. Meanwhile, overall hate crime in America has dropped 6% in the same time period. Now more than ever, it is extremely imperative that this legislation be passed.
Asian American history is American history.
Yes!
We hope you can all be part of the new change that in our society. This law should be passed in New York to teach Asian American history in schools. Thank you.
Thank you. Great job. Next speaker is Julie Chen, Herrick's Board of Education member.
Senator Kaplan, may I exercise a colleague privilege?
Please do.
All right. So we have two certificates thanking the two of our student leaders who not only demanded that meeting from me and held me for over an hour, but they started a petition. They started a petition in support of our legislation. And that petition has gathered hundreds of signatures. And they're just starting. And that's nothing to sneeze at. It's not easy, you know. So Anna and Gina and many of our colleagues, we decided to, let's give them some kind of recognition. And we have certificates of achievement from the state of New York. And it is my honor and privilege to present these certificates of achievement to Katie Hu. Give it up for Katie. And Ankita Jha. Give it up for Ankita.
Katie.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good job, everyone.